Not a day in my life, long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life, as long as my dogs stay by my side.
This is the NFL on EA Sports as we welcome you from the East Bay and Oakland, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Ready, 30 base.
Right by four. Go. Go.
Snap.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Lock. Open man. That's Noah Fant, the tight end.
Let's go.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Ready, set.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog. Any weapon.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field. And that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll run. It's Lindsay. He finds an opening past the 40. And down to the 29-yard line. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 43 yards. They had trouble stopping the run last week in a loss, and here it rears its ugly head early.
You're supposed to try and get your confidence going after a loss like that where you gave up big yards running the football. This is not the way to go about it. It looks exactly as it did just a week ago.
Back in his home state, Royce Freeman getting the carry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Mike 54. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Protein spill.
On 2nd down now. It's Lindsay trying to run inside, but nothing there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
3rd and 2, Locke's going to throw. He'll get that to DeValve, the tight end. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
50, plant.
Into the red zone, it's Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
Ready. 70, Indy.
They'll run with Lindsey. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Freeman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? They'll try to run with Lindsey. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Phillip Lindsey, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go. 18 Gator.
Go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Mason. He's got his tight end complete. It's Green. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain there of 21 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 38.
43 is the mic. Here we go.
Looking to throw. Mason. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider 1st down.
On the double.
47 is the mic. Here we go. Shoot! Watch the shoot!
X3, 218, chopper. In your face.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back.
Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
5.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Cleveland Farrell in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. 6-0 our score after 1. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Here's a carry for the fullback. This is Andy Janovich. And he was very fortunate there to get out of his end zone. He maybe got back to the 2-yard line.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
On 3rd down, here's Lindsey. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because in a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20.
Check. Fresno. You draw Porter. Get it.
Block now on 1st down. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Watch the whip. Pilot, 64, weak.
Block now on 1st down. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Watch twins.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Levante David. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Looking to throw on second down. Mason. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And it's third down.
Well, one thing's for sure. When you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down into a double team, and it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. The tackle there by Patrick Peterson.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Okay, ready? Mike 21, check Mike 21. I know he ain't got it.
And to give this time to the tailback. 20. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
54. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby.
Lock to throw on second down. This is the tight end fan. Now the ball comes loose, and the Raiders have recovered. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
Following the fumble recovery, Mason. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. The man who won a Super Bowl MVP award across the bay in Santa Clara, Von Miller. In there for a big milestone in this game. That's sack number 198 of his career. Ties him with Hall of Famer Reggie White for second place all time. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Back to throw. Mason finding Green complete. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
On the ready.
The mic. 47 is the mic. Let's go, let's go.
On third down, Mason. It's caught. Jones. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
Here we go.
The end result, 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
90 Wolf.
Hey, watch the slant.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. He was brought down there by Will Parks.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Bang, 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 bang. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and score. And that is caught! Touchdown, Raiders! Taylor Gabriel, his second touchdown on the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain there of 21 yards. Lock now, hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
3rd and 13.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot. 54. Mike 54. Here we go. Break in.
On 3rd and long, it's locked. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't he?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
The clock showing just 16 seconds till the half as they line up 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 12-yard line.
So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway.
Keep playing hard.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And the last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, pick your game up.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And this is Gabriel on the catch. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Crash, crash.
On 3rd down, it's Green. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here's the Raiders punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Now it's Peterson. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Ready to break.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
54. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Alert flare. Alert flare. 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 Out. Let go.
Now a carry for Lindsey. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The UCLA product, Kenny Young, had the tackle.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lock. That's complete to Jake Butt. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is away, and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines.
Go, let's go. At their own 11-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
1st and 10 at the 20.
Ready. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
And to give this time to the tailback. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
To throw on 2nd down, Mason. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 12 yards that time at an Oakland 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 60 Pittsburgh.
Check, 43. On me.
Hey, Charlie.
43 is the mic. 43
now.
On 1st and 10, Mason. Open man, Taylor Gabriel. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 37-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. The Pro Bowler Chris Harris is in on the tackle.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. A scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 16. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Well, from my vantage point, that's just one bad play by the offensive line and a running back who's had a lot of good ones tonight.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be ticked off, nor is the offensive line, because to me it's a lot like a no-hitter, right? Pitcher's throwing a no-hitter, gives up a hit late. You're so close to accomplishing everything you want.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Julio Jones, his second touchdown on the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A run with Lindsey out of the gun. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a first down. Lock now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Locke. Got him in. It's Brown. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there, 21 yards. A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch, too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though, if there's a chance for him to get the football, even though he was covered well, he somehow finds a way to get it.
DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
6-6, pull it high.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Set, ready? 18, Gator.
Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
Spin.
On 2nd and 9. Lock. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Paul Richardson there. And that'll make it 3rd down. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one, because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. So on now is Brandon McManus. He has hit from as far away as 57, but that was in Denver. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And McManus able to put it through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Second and 6 at the 29-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now they try the right side here. 7 yards there and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
43's the mic. 43's the mic.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line.
Off the play fake. Mason. Looking downfield for Jones. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Will Parks there in coverage to knock it away. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Watch the backer, watch the backer.
Throwing again. Mason. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. They're looking for a spark defensively. When he went for that ball, probably thought he had a chance at the pick. Now, remember, they had 2 last week in the win. Obviously losing here.
Well, you talked about looking for a spark, and the best sparks are when you make big plays for your team, and he had that opportunity there. Couldn't haul it in, but that doesn't mean they're going to back off at all. They figure if they can get one of those takeaways, they can spark their team to a win.
Looking to throw. Mason. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 43. Well, I'm sure he likes his performance a little bit better than last week. He had the 3 interceptions here, none in the fourth quarter, and he's got his guys in front.
Guaranteed he put in a tremendous amount of work this week, but maybe the matchup is just better for him. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. It's almost like those golfers. Certain courses fit their eye, and they like what they see, and other courses, as soon as they tee it up, they know they have no shot. Maybe that's the difference for him. Last week, no. This week, a big yes.
2nd and 12 at the 45-yard line.
Here we go. 50, plant. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist. Ready.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Mason going down the middle, and it's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 28.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon. But with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
They go play action here on first down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And now a fumble. The ball's out. It's picked up by the Broncos. Dances by him. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? First and goal.
Check.
They'll run here with Lindsey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be second and goal.
Second and goal at the 9-yard line.
Ready? 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie. Protein spill. Get it.
Now Locke throwing on second down. This will be caught at about the 6. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a third and goal.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on third and goal. Locke going to throw. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He was looking for Paul Richardson there. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Check, 43. Who that?
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
From the 22, here's second and 8. Back to throw. Mason. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. L.J. Collier. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Brings up third down.
The Raiders on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Looking to throw. Mason. And able to complete it to Moreau. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. First target, first catch, and a first down.
First and 10 at the 30.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Switch. You draw quarters.
Back to throw. Mason. It's complete to Jones. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards on the play.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the night. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll try the draw. Lindsey. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cleveland Farrell in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
Well, these guys want to do something positive as this game approaches its end, but after giving up back-to-back sacks, it's really been more indicative of how the game has gone for them.
The Broncos send out their punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
Let's go.
Their own 31-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show.
At 2nd and 11.
We got a plane to catch.
29-yard line.
Here we go. 8, read.
So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan,